Hey there, fellow science enthusiasts. Welcome back to Context Aware, the channel where we dive deep into the most mysterious science and technology topics, with a dash of humor and pop culture references. Today, we've got a fascinating story that's going to blow your mind faster than a time-traveling DeLorean. Let's talk about crabs, those delightful creatures that have seemingly conquered every nook and cranny of our planet. From the Cook Islands to deep-sea hydrothermal vents, these crustaceans are everywhere. But what's even more mind-boggling is that crabs have pulled off a feat that most terrestrial beings only managed once they've left the ocean, not just once, but more than a dozen times. Say what? This incredible revelation comes from a recent study published in Systematic Biology on November 6. It's like a crabby episode of Back to the Future, folks. This research delves into the evolutionary history of the enigmatic group known as Brachyura, which houses around 7,600 species of true crabs. And boy, does it paint a fascinating picture! So, why is this study such a big deal? Well, for starters, it's cracked the code on the crab family tree of life, something that's been as elusive as finding Waldo in a crowded comic book convention. As Christine Holtgren, an invertebrate zoologist at Seattle University, puts it, while the authors have developed a useful framework for understanding the complexity of transitioning to terrestrial life, one of the most important contributions is the extensive, well-dated evolutionary tree. Finally, we've got some order in the crab chaos. But why has it been so challenging to figure out when crabs decided to trade their fins for legs? Unlike animals like birds and mammals, crabs don't leave a neat fossil trail for us to follow. It's like trying to piece together the plot of a Christopher Nolan movie. It gets complex. Joanna Wolfe, an evolutionary biologist at Harvard University, notes that crabs have often been treated as separate entities: marine, freshwater, and land crabs. But in reality, they're more like a seamless continuum of crab awesomeness. Bringing them all together reveals the bigger picture of their evolution. So, how did researchers crack the crab code? Wolfe and her colleagues embarked on an epic quest, collecting genetic data from a whopping 333 crab species within the Brachyura group. These critters are cousins to another crab-like bunch that goes by the name independently evolved crab-like bodies. Yeah, it's a bit confusing. Think hermit crabs and king crabs, not the fresh dance moves you'd see on a Saturday night. With their treasure trove of genetic data, the researchers teamed up with dozens of fossils to craft a crab evolutionary tree. Think of it as a crab family album, but with a lot more legs and claws. This tree helped them piece together when crabs started colonizing dry land. Here's the mind-blowing part: true crabs. The Brachyura split off from other crustacean lineages around 230 million years ago during the Triassic Period. That's older than your grandpa's vintage vinyl collection. Over the next 100 million years or so, these Brachyurans went wild during what we now call the Cretaceous crab revolution. It's like crabs decided to throw the biggest party ever. But the real kicker is that during their evolution, crabs seem to have become land aficionados, not once, not twice, but up to 17 times. They did it by transitioning from the ocean to places like intertidal zones, mangroves, and freshwater estuaries on their journey to terra firma. And here's the twist: in a couple of cases, crabs said, "Hey, let's go back to the sea." Talk about a reverse migration. Now you might be wondering, why is this crabby revelation such a big deal? Well, Katie Davis, an evolutionary paleobiologist at the University of York in England, sums it up perfectly. The amount of times that crabs independently left the ocean is astonishing. And it's really fantastic that molecular biology, fossils, and modern numerical techniques can be combined to provide insight into previously unanswerable questions. It's like a scientific plot twist that even Sherlock Holmes couldn't see coming. But wait, there's more. This study, isn't just about crabs. It's like a gateway into understanding the land adventures of other early arthropods. Past research has shown that crabs and insects share a common aquatic ancestor, although the details remain mysterious. By studying the types of crabs that successfully ditch the ocean, we can make educated guesses about what adaptations early insects needed to become the pioneers of dry land. Think about it. If you're the first proto-insect to crawl out of the ocean, you'd probably need some serious survival skills. Modern land-dwelling crabs are experts at staying hydrated and have figured out how to reproduce without needing a constant water supply. So, early insects might have needed similar tricks up their exoskeletal sleeves. Intriguing, right? It's like looking at clues from one mystery to solve another. So, while we're diving deep into the world of crabs, remember that these little critters aren't just fascinating in their own right. They're also unlocking secrets about the pioneers of land, like the first ever insect explorers. And there you have it, folks, a crabtastic journey through time and evolution. Who would have thought that those pinchy little creatures could hold so many secrets? But hey, that's the magic of science. It keeps surprising us every day. So, what do you think? Could early insects have borrowed some land-living tricks from these crabby pioneers? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, stay curious, stay crabby, and stay tuned for more mind-blowing science right here on Context Aware.